My reaction is it's a lot to process. There's so many things there, and for me, it's still not clear as far as the facts are concerned. As someone who's a caretaker of the program, I find all of these things that are being said serious in nature, and these allegations are sensitive is an understatement. At the same time, they're just not clear yet. An article was written, many opinions were shared, many feelings were shared, but all of it happened before I was here. And based on what you all know about me, the little you know about me, if any of that stuff happened while I was here, I wouldn't be in this seat. And it's hard to navigate all of that stuff when you get the article 9 o'clock in the morning right before or in the middle of a coaches meeting and you're leading a group. And so it's just been a lot to process.
Just follow real quick. Obviously, Chris has that relationship with the Players Union. Players Union released a statement. I know you two, constant conversation. How are you two trying to navigate this with players that haven't been in anything like this?
Well, the one thing we've done from the time we've been here is we've had great partnerships, and we've dealt with adversity before. When we went to the bubble, nobody thought we should have been there. We got tight. Last year in the playoffs, everybody doubted us. We got tighter. We made it to the finals. Everybody said, well, you wouldn't be there if this didn't happen, injuries and such. We got tighter. And we've relied on those experiences. At the same time, our locker room is strong. Our type of leadership promotes leadership, not followers. We have a ton of leaders in our locker room, and I don't tell those guys what to say. We bounce stuff off of each other, and Chris and I talk a lot. And where I may be amiss, he'll help me, and vice versa. And so this is a situation where they're going to rally around each other and hoop. That's what we do. At the same time, these aren't comfortable situations. I understand the sensitivity of everything that's been said and written about and expressed. And it takes courage to come out and, express yourself. And at the same time, I'm aware that there are two sides to this equation. And so as far as Chris is concerned, I think he probably feels the same way. I can't speak for him, but we still have to wait to see how clear the facts can appear when all of this settles.
Coach, speaking of Chris Paul, obviously in 2014, the whole thing with Donald Sterling happened, and that kind of set the league back some. Is there a sense that now, even though the league has made progress in that front, this is kind of setting them back again?
I can't speak to that. How do you gauge that? These are different situations. Does it set the league back? I don't know how you answer that one. It's just not good if any of these situations, like the situation in LA was clear and true, like we saw or heard. This one's different. It's two sides talking about things that may have happened. And I'm sensitive to both. Until the facts are clear, I have to be. And so I can't answer whether or not it's going to set the league back because we just don't know yet.
Have you talked with...
You took this job, you had options, multiple options. How much did ownership play into your process when you came here?
It was a big deal for me because of the conversations I had with Robert. We were pretty candid about things that we needed to say, to bring up as far as, how I wanted to coach, how I wanted to work every day, how he wanted things done. We talked about a lot. And so to say that ownership didn't play a big deal in my decision to come here, that would be false. It was. I couldn't do what I do if I didn't have the partnership and relationship that I had with Robert the past 2 years.
One of the things that when you took the job, we talked about being candid with him and saying that he
Yeah.
admitted mistakes to you. Have you had a chance to speak with him since the story dropped?
Yeah, not since the story. I talked to him last week. But for me, at that time, there was only a tweet or something like that that had been put out. I wasn't going to respond to that. Now that the story is out, there's still, these two sides. It's still hard for me to process and, come to a conclusion. But I have communicated with Robert.
Well, you said you're looking for clarity. What is that process? I mean, are you letting the league investigate?
Yeah, that has to be the process, I believe. The league I just found out earlier that the league is doing an investigation, and we'll know more, obviously, once that is, again, settled.
When you're dealing with an investigation that could take some time, how do you kind of approach that mentally, and especially with some of the younger guys who haven't, experienced something like this?
I mean, I don't want to sound insensitive, but I still have a great job, and I still get to do what I love to do. Now, these circumstances are different, and I understand that. But when I came here, the organization, from a basketball standpoint, wasn't in a great spot, and I had very few partners. I sat across from Devin Booker. He said, "Coach, whatever you need, I will do it." But then we had very few partners. Now we have a few million partners, and we hope that they will continue to rally around us and applaud the guys for their efforts every night on the floor. And so for me, I have to do my job. Like during the finals and the playoff run, you get to do all these fun stories, right? And you sit there willingly. Well, today is a day that I really don't want to do this, but it's my job, and I have to do it. And every decision I make affects a lot of people. And so I'm going to be here answering questions, doing what I got to do, because I got a group in there that expects me to be my best in every situation. And I'm going to be my best.